All right, it's the 5th of August. It's a Tuesday. We've got just under 30 minutes to the NY Open. Just give me a second. Okay, start with the calendar. Nothing today. Nothing until 10 a.m. EST. 10 a.m. Yeah, until 10 a.m. EST. There's nothing. There's no news this week. These news events are not important at all. They're not going to do anything to current price. Price is basically heading to technical levels. There is nothing, no fundamental news either, unless there's something on the tariffs, some sort of uncertainty with the tariffs. Then there might be a rally on gold, right? So whenever there is uncertainty in the markets due to anything, could be a war, could be anything to do with uncertainty, then gold prices move up. All right. Yeah. Okay. Let's go up a time frame, look at the weekly again. What's happening? What has happened is last week we've closed strong bullish. We've rejected these areas. There was a liquidity candle here on the there was a 4-hour zone and a liquidity candle where price reacted to, pushed up. That was on Friday. I think it was on Friday, yeah. And we've closed bullish just under 3367. We tapped it yesterday and we're pulling back. Now this could be the weekly candle pullback to create a bottom wick on the weekly for price to continue to push up and fill this wick, right? That's very possible because we are very bullish on the weekly. Right, we've closed at this previous weekly resistance. There's a weekly resistance right here where this back candle is. Around 3363 is resistance, and this closes 3362.3. Yeah, so we've closed right at that resistance. No top wick. That's possibly why we're having a pullback right now. Being the second day of the week, we're already having a pullback because there is no top wick on this candle. So this could be the pullback for price to be pushing back up. So sells could be short-lived, right? Sells could be short-lived, so you got to be careful. Taking sells when you're having TP levels, maybe not hold a runner because price might get to a liquidity level or a candle and then reverse, maybe today. Could be later today, could be in the Asian tomorrow, or could even happen in New York session tomorrow, right? We're still very early in the week. It's just a Tuesday. Let's take a look at the daily time frame, right? We're bullish. We've created daily support here, right here, daily support around 3275. Also, a daily demand level is created here, a drop base rally. This was the NFP candle, strong push up. This was caused because of the NFP move. This is not the NFP candle. This is a daily candle, but this move up was caused because of the NFP move. NFP, the 30-minute candle moved, I think, over 400 pips during news. Okay, so that's the reason for this. To do with that. All right, yesterday's daily candle closed sort of a doji, but above 3367, signaling that we could be heading up to 3400 next. Okay, clean space to the left. There is nothing here to stop price except 3400 next. So this could be a pullback to 3350, even below the daily candle low, and then continue to continue to push up. Okay. Right, that's the analysis weekly, daily. Let's go to our trading chart. Right, let's go. Okay, let's do a quick recap of what happened yesterday. I'd given TP levels. I've deleted them now, but the TP levels was basically 3377. They're here, 3383, right? Those are the TP levels, and price got to them. I'd given an additional TP level inside the liquidity candle. Price didn't get to that. It's a Monday. There was not going to be a lot of volume. There was no news yesterday. There's no news yesterday or no news, and there's no news this week. So price is not going to push up, 500, 600 pips. So you got to be, and I said this yesterday, be conservative with your TP levels. It's only a Monday, right? So price got to the second TP level. The first one was at 3377. You can see it here. You always use the closest round number. I round down, right? If it's a buy, I round up. If I'm selling, okay. So if I'm selling, my TP level, if this was the 2 hour level, my TP level, my partial close level would have been 33.78, and because I'm buying here, the partial close level is 33.77, right? So 33.77, 33.83, and price tapped those levels, and then we retraced. So we took buys here exactly at the Asian high and London high during the streams. We had a conservative stop loss there. A more aggressive stop loss would have been under this candle, which is about 49 pips. And I had given levels, a couple of levels here to manage risk in case a 15-minute candle 15-minute candle start to close below those levels. That's where you manage risk, right? Everything was explained yesterday. If you watch the last maybe 15 minutes of yesterday's stream, it'll all make sense, right? So let's get rid of all of this. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to keep this 33.63.30 on the chart. That's the previous weekly high. Previous weekly candle high, right? That's where the weekly candle ended, right here. This is on the 30-minute time frame. But if you go here and look at the weekly candle close, the high is 33.63.3, and that's what this is, right? That's a significant level. If 30-minute candles are now closing below that, we could be continuing further down, right? We might stay below. If you stay below the previous weekly high, we'll probably very easily continue further down until we head to probably weekly support, which is this. This is weekly support right here at 33.21 or 33.22 is weekly support. 33.21, 33.22. All right. And how far is that? That is 33.21, 33. That's a 260, 270 pip drop. It's plenty of time to get there. All right. Let's go to the 4-hour time frame. Start with our zones. We're just coming into this. So we'll start by, we had drawn this yesterday. Again, if you want to see how old zones are drawn, just watch the previous stream or the stream that aligns with that candle, with that time. It's the first 20 minutes of the stream is where I draw my supply demand zones. Okay, so if you just want to learn how to draw supply demand zones, and you're not interested in the entry method or the trade setups that I take, that's absolutely fine. All you need to do is watch the first 20 minutes, 25 minutes of the stream. Right? Possibly the first 20 minutes. That's all you need to watch. Okay, I'm going to extend these right. Price is just getting there. We just tapped the liquidity candle. We might go through this. Let's see how much volume. It looks very bearish right now. On the weekly, we are bullish. On the daily, we are pushing down. We have respected the high, previous daily high, and we're pushing down, right? So because we respected the high, I'm saying that the daily is bearish, right? Different traders may look at it differently. That's absolutely fine. There's nothing wrong with that. We can all look at the same chart and have different interpretations of it. The weekly is bullish, obviously, because we've crossed a strong green, a bull candle above 33.50. That's a psychological round number. But of the daily, we've respected the previous high and we're pushing down, trying to get to the low and continue lower, right? Now you got to remember we have clean space here as well. to the left is clean space. We could retrace half of this move. Very possible. We could be heading down to 33.32 or 33.22, right? That was weekly support. Yeah, around here 33.22 or 33.23. Okay. Let's take a look at this area. Prices crossed a weekly SR level and also psychological round number here. So let's look at the lower time frame to see if there is a zone there. There's nothing on the 1 hour. I don't think there's anything there because this was a single candle. No, nothing on the 30-minute. I don't like going to the 15-minute, but there's nothing on the 15 either. Yeah, there is a small zone on the 5-minute. Yeah, I'm not going to worry about that because we've got 33.30, 33.32 there anyway as a weekly as a weekly SR level, and that's a liquidity level, so it doesn't really matter if there's a 5-minute zone there or not. Okay, let's extend this to the right. We're going to relook at the liquidity candle in here. We didn't do it yesterday. We're going to do that today because price is pushing down now. So for daily we're bearish, 4 hour we're bearish, 1 hour we're bearish, 30-minute we're bearish, right? So except for the weekly 30-minute to 30, from the 30-minute all the way up to the daily, we are bearish, right? Right, supply. We have a rally or we have a drop, base drop here, right? Let's start with that. What's this high? 248, and this close is 332. 248, 332. Okay. Above that, we have a rally and a drop. There is a rally, a drop there. There is supply there. I always say if it looks like supply, there is supply there, right? That's a rally, a clean candle going up, then a clean candle coming down. So there is a base there. We'll start by drawing it like this. And then we'll take a look at it on the 1 hour time frame. No base on the 1 hour. Let's go to the 30. There's nothing on the 30 either. And I don't like going further down. So we're going to keep it to the I'm going to keep it to the 4 hour, to that base there. So this high is 550. This open is 346. Okay. All right, let's take a look at this area as well. Price has crossed. Just give me a second. Let's take a look at this area on the 1 hour time frame. Right, we've crossed a weekly SR level. Yeah, there is a base there. It's definitely a base there. Let's look at it on the 30-minute time frame. Yeah, definitely a base there. Okay, here's how we're going to mark it. Like so. So I'm going to I have to include this in the base. This is not the leg in, right? Because all these candles, if you see, they're like there are two bookends on either side, and all the candles are in between. So that's a base. That's the leg out, because this candle close is below this and has broken the low, so that would be considered the leg out. But all of these candles are inside. Yeah, that's the correct way to do it. So this high, so this would be the leg in, and then these five basin candles, and these two are the leg out. The move away from the zone, these two candles right here. So this open is 633, 556. And we're going to move this further up here so we don't overlap it. 556. Right, better. Okay, so I'm not going to, yeah, 300 pips to the upside is plenty. We can extend this since we drew it yesterday. We can just extend it, and the liquidity candle as well. But there is no need to go beyond that, because price is not going to push up 500 pips today. There is no news today. Should be relatively an easy week to trade. There is nothing much happening today. All right. So that is 4-hour supply, and this is 1-hour supply, right? And we have demand here, and then the next demand is here, right? That's it. Those are the zones for the NY session. 500 pips to the downside we've covered, and about 430 pips to the upside. That's good enough. Okay, next step. Let's see if these two new zones that we have, if they are high liquidity candles or not. Okay, start with the 1-hour time frame. Has this drop base drop taken out anything to the left? Yes, it has. We have a rally, a base, a rally, rally, base, rally. That's a demand level on the 1-hour, and this push down has taken out that low right there. Has this taken out anything to the left? There is a drop, kind of a base, and a rally here. I think it's more visible on the 30-minute. Yeah, there's a drop, base, rally, and this push down has taken out this low. It's pushed down. So this too is a high liquidity zone. All right, done. Now, let's take a look at these supply zones and see if there is a high liquidity candle in there. Right, let's start with the 1-hour time frame. On the 1-hour time frame, there is this large candle. It's a 128 pip candle. Let's mark that for now. Just want to see what's left of it. A 114 pip candle here. Yeah. Let's take a look at the 30-minute time frame. 119. Let's go to the 15. $109. Yeah, that's the candle. Look at that tap. We had, in fact, we had it before. We had marked it before. Yesterday, yeah, we saw this happen yesterday in the analysis. Yeah, that is definitely the largest candle there. Yeah, let's go with that candle. So also check the 5-minute time frame. When is this? 7:24. A 15 is good. 7:27, 607. 607. Okay. Then that's that. Yeah. So the weekly SL level runs through it. The previous weekly high is just under it, 33.6330, and further up here in this, got this candle here. It's a 97 pip candle. Let's take a look at it on the 15-minute. Yeah, yeah. Again, let's look left of it. Yeah, there is this candle. It's part of this. Yeah, that's good enough. Again, let's mark this. I'm happy with that. On the 15-minute, 467, and this is 7727. 467, 7.57. Okay. Now remember, I've said this many times, often on the stream. Whenever we have liquidity candles stacked up one against the other, when priced in a high volume session, or okay, in a high volume session like the NY session or NYSE session, or if there is news, a high impact news event, and price is bullish, we can go through both of these and to the third one and even higher. Remember that. The reason for that is price has tapped the liquidity candle on the way down. You can see that this liquidity candle here, right here, is tapped, and so is this one is tapped here, and even further left, if you look at it, it's tapped. We've tapped it, pushed down. We've tapped it again, pushed down. And this liquidity candle that we've drawn here, even though it's a liquidity candle, price has gone through it, right? So there might not be volume. If price is coming there, if we are having a bullish move, then price may not, stop there. We might just go through. It all depends. It has to do with it has to happen during a high volume time. So either the NY Open or the NYSE Open, or during a high impact news event, we could go through liquidity candles. Okay, so that's it. That's the analysis. Those are liquidity candles. Let's get rid of this. Right now, NY session is about to open in 3 minutes. Let's go to the 15-minute time frame and take a look at what price has done in the Asian and London sessions. All right. So let's see where the market opened. The market opened right here. This is the candle. We opened around 3374.3. Yeah, let's mark the Asian highs and lows. Now, when I say Asian highs and lows, I'm always referring to the volume push within the first 2 to 3 hours of the session open, right? That's what I mean by Asian high and lows. I'm not talking about an eight-hour trading day of those sessions, but I'm talking about is the first 2 to 3 hours of the session open. Yeah, this is tough. The yeah, it's not this. This is the market open. There is no swing low there. It's got to be this. It's tough. Sometimes it's easy, sometimes it's tough. Okay, so roughly that's what it is. So yeah, it's not a lot of movement with the session open. First 2 3 hours of the Asian Open, nothing. But then after that, there was volume. Yeah, we closed below. That's correct. That's the swing. And then this one in the London session, we moved about 100 pips. But the volume happened in between sessions. In fact, it came in later, right here after price. This 30-minute candle here closed below 33.67. That's when this 150, 160 move, 160 pip move happened after the close below 33.67. All right, let's put the values here. This is 03. Sorry, this high is 248. 248. This is the NY open. This low is 596. This is 556. 577. Okay. Right. We are right now, we're below the London low. Let's just check that again. Yeah, we're below. Yeah, we're definitely below the London low. Very bearish. There's nothing to do. We can't sell. Got to wait for a pullback. There's nothing to do right now. Okay, so let's take while we wait, this is the NY open, but while we wait for the 30-minute candle to close, which has another 28 minutes for the candle to close, plenty of time. Let's take a look at, have we broken the high here? Yeah, we could get a bit of a pullback. We broke on the high, could push down, and then we could push back up. Sorry. Let's take a closer look at what price did in the Asian and London sessions. Go to the 15-minute time frame. All right, so the market opened here. It opened inside the liquidity candle. Now, yesterday, what happened? Let's do a 30-minute time frame. Right. So we pushed up. We took these buys going up all the way up here. We took it during the stream. Entry was during the stream, and the TP levels, the levels were given during the stream. Price pushed up, then rejected the liquidity candle right there, tapped it, pushed down, and then ranged. We, we pushed down for an hour, 2 30-minute candles, and then just completely ranged, went sideways, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, about 7 hours we ranged, didn't do anything, just moved sideways, right? In about a 50 pip range, just moved up and down. Okay, then the market opened, and then it opened inside the liquidity candle. We pushed up to the next liquidity candle, this one that was created on the way down. We marked it here and went further up into it, went deeper into it, and created the Asian high. So we created the Asian low on our way up there to get to that, to get deeper into the liquidity candle, right? So here the market opened right here, formed 30-minute support. Yeah, this is it, formed 30-minute support, pushed up into the liquidity candle, pulled back down into this liquidity candle, created the Asian low, pushed up deeper into this liquidity candle, created the Asian high, formed 30-minute resistance right there, and dropped straight down to the Asian low. Closed at the Asian low, next candle wicked up into this liquidity candle and into this candle, closed back below, and continued down all the way down to 3367, right? Closed below 3367, created a doji, closed back above, created the London low. And a swing low, pushed up above these highs, again into the liquidity candle, deeper into the liquidity candle, created the London high, 30-minute resistance formed right there, 30-minute resistance, and price pushed all the way down back to 3367, right? Close below 3367, and then the 160 pip move happened, right? Yeah, after we closed below 3367, we pushed all the way down. Now, we're outside of these ranges, outside the Asian range and the London range. What could happen is we could get buys, but not now. Not now. I would say much later on, probably after 10:30 a.m. EST, right? We could get buys to push up. I think price will pull back a bit, create resistance, continue further down, and then we get buys to push up, right? We could possibly be heading towards this deeper into this liquidity candle, right? Still have about 100 pips to go. We might even go outside of this and come to 33.32. What does that look on the daily? Look like on the daily? Yeah, we could head up to these wicks. We could head down to these wicks. Sorry, to these wicks here. If these wicks were longer, I would have been more sure of that move. But these wicks are really short. There's not much liquidity there. Yeah. If these wicks were like this candle, then we could say price is heading down to those wicks to push back up. But there are hardly any wicks here. But we still could be pushing down definitely below the previous day low. Previous day low is 33.45. Where is 33.45 here? Yeah, definitely below 33.45. We're coming below 33.45. So price is probably looking for that pullback, 30-minute resistance, and then the push down to take out the daily, to take out the previous day low. Then maybe head further down below these lows. Yeah, I might have about 150 to 170 pip push down, maybe even more, depending on how much volume there is. We've already done about 325 pips today. We're averaging about 543, but that is because of Friday's daily candle, and that's a news candle, NFP. So if you disregard that, we're averaging about 400 pips a day. So if you look at yesterday's daily candle, yeah, it did 400 pips. So we're averaging around 400 pips a day, right? So we've already done 325 pips so far. There could be a further move left, further move down left. We could be pushing down further, at least till the daily previous day low here. So let's wait for the pullback. Right now, I'm not doing anything. I'm not buying here. I'm absolutely not buying here. I'm absolutely not buying here because price is bearish. We saw this 30-minute, 1 hour, 4 hour, daily time frame. All four are bearish. Makes no sense to buy the first, soon as on the the first bull candle close. it doesn't make sense to buy it. We got to wait for price to push down. The NY session has just opened. It's just been 8 minutes, right? So let price continue down. I think it's going to continue further down. Probably take out the previous daily candle low, and then let's see for some structure. Got to wait for some structure to form. You don't want to just take take every swing low, or try to as guess a swing low. Try to guess the tops and bottoms of the market and try to take them. So you got to wait for some structure to form. Let price take a, and when I say structure, it could be interpreted in many different ways. It could be, if you're looking for bullish structure, wait for high highs and high lows to be formed, or wait for price to take out and close above 30-minute resistance levels. I mean, that could be structure. So there are many ways to interpret, candle structure. Okay, so 20 minutes for the candle to close. I'm waiting, right? I'm not going to be taking any buys here. Absolutely not buys. I would rather be looking for sells, and towards that sells. Uh, mm, 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 mm. Hmm. Yeah, I would definitely wait for this candle to close, and maybe even the next one to close. Wait for this one to close, and maybe even the next. This is the start of the 1 hour candle, right? Yeah, got to wait for this to close. Wait for this 30-minute candle to close for sure. See where it closes. I'm looking for sells. Right now, I'm looking for sells. Four high time frames are showing that price is bearish. There's absolutely no need to go against that right now at the market open. And why open? There's no need to go against that. That's the better. That is, it makes sense to stay on the selling side of the market for now. Later on, we'll see. Later on, probably post 10 a.m., 10:30 a.m. EST, after the current 4-hour candle closes, maybe then. Let's see. Let's look at candle structure. See if price is creating high highs and high lows. If 30-minute support is forming, then maybe we can look to take buys for price to go up, because the original analysis is that this is a weekly candle pullback for price to continue higher. That's the high time frame, the weekly time frame analysis. Now, I said at the beginning that could happen today, or that could happen later on today towards the London close today, or it even can happen tomorrow during the Asian session or the London session tomorrow, right? So there's no need to try to look for that trade right now. I would like to see price come into this area, to be honest. I'd like to see price come in there. Close. Yeah. Because this candle is important. This 30-minute candle closed below 33.67, and then the push down 160 pip push down happened. This candle broke the low, and this candle also closed at the London low. Yeah, if we can pull back, I don't know. I don't think we're going to pull back that much, but so 150 pip pullback. Let's see. Okay, I'll be back in a few minutes. Just waiting right now for the candle to close. Candle to close. That's all I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for the candle to close. 17 minutes for the candle to close. I'm looking for sells for now for the next hour and a half, hour and a half, possibly even 2 hours. I'm looking for sells. Okay, between 1 to 2 hours, I'm looking for sells. Buys we'll see later on. If price pushes further down, takes out the previous daily low, creates structure, then we'll see. There's a lot of time for that. How long for the 4 hour candle close? 1 hour 46 minutes. Plenty of time to look for buys. Plenty of time. Okay, I'll be back in a couple of minutes. Yeah, this is the Anticipated pullback that I was saying from 33.50 and the liquidity candle. That's an important level. That's why I was looking at this candle. Did it break the high? It did. What's his low? 49.98. What is his low? 49.98. Oh, it's respected the low. It hasn't broken below it. Yeah, 49.98. Yeah, we haven't broken below it. But there's no way that I'm looking for buys at all at this point. I'm waiting for price to pull back. At this point, I'm not looking to just enter a trade or anything. I'm just looking for price to pull back, see how far it pulls back, what kind of structure it creates. Are we going to pull back, create 30-minute resistance? If it does, then maybe I'll look for a trade to come down. Hmm. Hmm. Yesterday's trade, just like there was a buy, there was also a solid sell trade that, in fact, worked. With the Asian session volume coming in, the price pushed down. 30-minute resistance form, tradable 30-minute back candle close. We had tapped the liquidity candle here to the left. There was a liquidity candle here. Now we pushed it up, but it did come to it, tap it, and form this candle. And then the next candle broke the low. Yeah. Also, there was the old weekly high there, 3377.5. 3377.5 right there. There was a old weekly high reacted to this 30-minute resistance form. This candle broke the low, drew the fib from here to here, placed stop loss above that candle. That's a fantastic entry, optimal entry, sniper entry. 35 pip stop loss, and all the way down to 33.50. It's about close to a 8-9 RR trade, push down. But it's not the time I trade. It's outside. I don't trade the Asian session. I trade the Asian sessions. We are pushing up 6, 7 minutes more for the candle to close, pushing up. We've respected this low, right? We've respected this, so we could be going higher. Could be going higher. We've respected the low. I'm still anticipating price to break the previous daily low. It'd be better if he breaks it and then pushes up. That'll be better. $33.40 versus, yeah. You got to watch this area, 33.63. 30-minute candle has closed below. Mm, yeah, you got to watch this area. Yeah, here's what I'm going to do. This candle is important, significant, because this is the previous weekly high, right? I showed this at the beginning. That's the candle. That's the high, right? This is on the 30-minute time frame, but that's where the weekly candle closed, and that's the high of the candle. So that's 3363.3, and this 30-minute candle broke it. This candle broke that candle low, so the fib. If we come here, I might take a sell. Stop loss above that candle. Yeah, 532, low 451. Place some pending orders there. 91. Place one here as well. 62. Yeah, place pending orders here. 33.59, 33.60, let's say. Yeah, there is a level there as well. Yeah, that's triggered. Order triggered. 59.91. Let's see if we come further up above this. If we come further up, what is this? 50 pips, right? Find a place to manage risk. 123. 371. Mm. No top wick. No top wick. Right. Now, how do we manage risk? 3362 is coming up. Sixty-four. Yeah, 65 is good. Then above that is, yeah. Pushing up, pushing up. Let's see. This is the swing high. That is quite wide. I'm not willing to hold 150 pips. I might manage risk here and maybe re-enter if we create resistance. Yeah, I'm not going to hold, waiting for the 15-minute candle. I think we might just push up already. Let's see what happens here. Pushing up. Need to close below 33.62. Just about 44 pips. Yeah, I'm going to manage risk here. Let's wait for this 5-minute candle to close. Let's see if price pulls back. Yeah, we could pull up to this candle. I'm going to close a couple of positions here. Yeah, closed. Manage risk is more important. 40 pips. 40 pips, 50 pips is my limit. I don't like holding any more drawdown than that. So I closed about half my positions. Maybe we're coming up to this candle here. That's the next candle. Yeah, very likely. Yeah. Closed. Don't like it. Can always re-enter. Can always re-enter. This candle, maybe we're coming up here. This candle, 30-minute candle closed below 33.67. Maybe we're coming there to push down. Managing risk is always a good idea. That is why I have these levels. Now this level price had already crossed it. My entries were in fact a little bit higher than this, so that didn't matter. But this, soon as we touched 33.65 or got close to that, that's it. For me, I'm not happy. I'm not happy to hold a trade. My stop loss is above this candle high right here, and we are already there. Yeah, we're already there. 33.65. Let's see. If you respect this high, this 30-minute candle high here, this one. Because this candle closed below 33.63.30. This one broke the low. That is why I was anticipating price to Let's see. It's got about 15, 16 pips on this trade. Let's on these entries. Let's see if we push down. If you break above 3365.3, then that's it. I'm closing everything. Yeah, we're pushing up. Mm. We should stay below the weekly, the previous weekly high for us to continue down. Yeah, we're pushing up. We're pushing up. We're closing above. There. Yep, yep, yep. That's it. That's it. No way I'm holding. Drawdown. No way. Yeah. Might come further up. We'll see. That candle didn't work. It was anticipated because that candle closed below 33.63. That's the reason I was looking for sells from there, but we broke above that candle and that's it. I'm not holding because once you break above that high, price can come deeper into this candle, right? There's clean space to the left. We can come up there. This could be a pullback. We'll see. Nice reaction. Nice rejection, 33.65. But I'm waiting. I want to see at least a 15-minute back handle close. Still pushing up. Still pushing up. If a 15-minute candle back candle closes below 33.63, then could look to take the sells, but stops would have to be above the 30-minute swing high, which is very, very wide. That's 122 pips. So, to find place to manage risk because we could go deeper. Hmm. No, still pushing up. Coming up here. Tap the London. Tap the London low. Wow, it's a wide stop loss. See how the 15-minute candle closes. 406 and this high is 347. We close bullish. We close bullish above 3363.3. Gotta wait. Gotta wait. There's nothing to do right now. Just gotta wait. Gotta wait for at least a 15-minute candle to close. Form resistance and close back below 3363.30. If you're taking a trade from here, a 15-minute back candle needs to close. If it's this candle here, close back below 3363.30. A 15-minute candle needs to close back below 3363.30. If you're taking a trade of these two candles here, all right, this 30-minute candle closed below the London low. This one broke the low, also closed below 3360.30. That's fine. But if price is coming here to this candle, then you got to wait for price to come, create resistance. Maybe 30-minute resistance further up here to push down. They're still pushing up. I'm waiting for the 15-minute candle to close. Let's see how this candle closes. Where it's going to close. Is it going to close above 63.30 or are we going to close back below? If we close back below, maybe we can look for a pullback here. Take the trade with a tighter stop loss above this 30-minute candle high. Maybe 30 pip stop loss and look for price to push down. It's going to wait for the candle to close. 15. We got another 12 and a half minutes. I'm waiting for the 15-minute candle to close. I'll be back in a bit. Still pushing up. Still pushing up. Coming back up here to that wick. We're going to come up to 33.67. And then above 33.67 is clean space to the left. 60 pips. Could easily push up. Mm. I'd like price to come up here. 33.71. And then create resistance. What's happening on the 4? We're pushing up to create that top wick. Yeah, pushing up to create that top wick. Yeah, there is no sells until there is confirmation. Until there is resistance form. There are no sells right now. We're very bullish right now. Price is pushing up. Let it do its thing. Watch this. I'm going to watch this area for reactions. 67, 68, or 69, 71, 67, 69, 71. I'm going to watch that area, those areas for 15-minute resistance to form or 30-minute resistance to form. Yeah, we're bullish, pushing up, pushed above that high. Yeah, Santis was expecting that. Let's see if you can get to 33.69. 5 minutes more for this candle to close. If we close bullish above 63 again, if we close bullish above 63 again, that means we are pushing up. Yeah, I will not be, I won't be doing anything right now. Just going to wait for, going to watch the 15-minute time frame, see if we close back below 63.30. Need some sort of confirmation that price is going to go the other way. Right now it's not. We're just pushing up. We're very bullish right now. How long has it been? An hour, 30 minutes. Okay, maybe I'll wait another 5 minutes, 10 minutes. I'm still looking for sells. I'm still looking for sells. I would, because to me, this is a pullback price to continue down. Yeah, I would still be looking for sells, but I want to see candles close. I want to see price come to these levels here. Support resistance levels, let's see. 71 if you can get there, or 68, 69 if you can get there, 33, 68, 33, 69. Still pushing up. Still nothing. Very bullish. 30-minute candle is about to close. It should be closing above this. I would have preferred this setup down here after the break of the previous daily low. Below this. Anywhere below this. Could be here, could be further down, but below this. That's what I would have, that would have been better. Take the buys to go up. This happened at 33.50. I don't think this is a reversal right now. Broken below these lows. There's liquidity below them. Hmm. Yeah, the candle is closing bullish, closing above 33.63.30 and just under 33.67, I think. Maybe it'll close above. Let's see. So if we close above, we're very likely doing this. Next candle is going to go further up. Then we might get a reaction to come down. Yeah, nothing to do right now. Next candle is going to break the high and push further up. Nothing to do. If you're looking to take sells, there's nothing to do. Yeah, there we go. We closed above the London low. Hmm. Definitely pushing up further. Let's see where it goes. See how far it goes. Yeah, I want to see now. I want to see 30-minute resistance form to take a trade. Yeah, maybe if you come here, let's see if you come here, but I want to see at least 15-minute resistance. This candle is important. This 30-minute candle is very important. This candle closed below 33.67, just like how this was important. This is very important. 33.6, we closed below 33.67. The next one broke the low. So therefore, and this is inside a liquidity candle. Yeah, they all line up. But let's see how far price comes. I want to see some sort of candle confirmation that price is going to go the other way. Right now, there is nothing. We're still pushing up. This is probably creating a bottom wick to continue further up. Yeah, there's nothing yet. We're still pushing up. Mm, going up. All right, I'm going to end the stream now. Um, I'm looking for a sell idea, right? A sell idea from up here. If we form resistance, buys, nothing. Right now, nothing for buys. Let's see. If price breaks this liquidity candle high, we break above this high, then a pullback, yes, then buys. If we break this swing high, if we break this swing high, price pushes up, breaks the swing high, then a pullback and support to take the buys to go up, right? If we break this high, if we respect this high, then I'm anticipating a sell trade to come down. But we have to wait for resistance to form. Always got to wait for resistance to form to take the trade to come down. Except here where I took the trade because I was anticipating this candle to work, but it didn't. So it's always better to wait for at least a 15-minute resistance to form. So which means you're waiting for a candle to close in your direction to take the trade, right? That's all it is. You're waiting for a candle to close in your direction to take a trade off a key level. Okay, so if you break the high, if you break this liquidity candle high, if you break this swing high, in fact, which is the London high, if you break that high, then a pullback, wait for support to take the trade up, 30-minute support or 15-minute support to take the trade up. But if you respect this high and form resistance here, then that's the trade to come down. Okay, still pushing up. All right, so we'll come back tomorrow and see how it played out. There's still no sign of a reversal. It's all bull candles, even on the 1 minute. And on the 5 minute, we're still pushing up, right? So just got to be patient. Wait for resistance to form. Either 15-minute resistance or 30-minute resistance. Take the trade, come down. Now the 4-hour, we've got about, 56 minutes for the 4-hour candle to close. I would wait another 30 minutes at least. Or maybe even wait for the 4-hour candle to close. Because once the 4-hour candle closed, there might be a liquidity grab and then continue down because we have news. Yeah, in an hour from now. And that's when the 4-hour candle closes. It's not an important news event, but there'll be a liquidity grab. Yeah, yeah. There is news right at the 4-hour candle close. So just wait for that. It's just better to wait for that. Just not to do anything now. It's a long time. Don't get into any trades right now. All right. So we'll come back tomorrow and do a recap and see if the sells played out or if price broke the high here, pull back, and the buys played out. Okay. But right now, I'm not doing anything. At least not for the next 30 minutes. I'm not doing anything. I'm waiting for. I'm very likely going to wait for the 4-hour candle to close and then look to take a trade. Okay. All right. We'll come back tomorrow and do the recap and see which of the two ideas played out, right? And if I do take a trade later on, on any one of those two ideas, then I'll post that idea in my socials, right? Just like I did yesterday. The trade that we took yesterday on live on the stream, about 30, 40 minutes later, I posted it on my socials. You can find me at Steve Trades Gold on my X or IG. That was a trade with the explanation, all the details, that everything that we explained on the stream is all written here, right? So this is just additional information, for who wants to trade the way I trade. It's educational material. All right, still pushing up. All right, see you guys tomorrow, 7:30 a.m. EST. Take care. Um, we'll we'll do the analysis tomorrow and see if you have a setup for the first couple of hours of the NY session. All right, take care, guys. Don't overtrade, don't over risk. If these streams are helpful, if they're educational, you find value in them, then like, share, subscribe. It helps to get the word across. Thank you. Thank you for being here.